It's Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 big stories to race through in 5 minutes, so we better get cracking with story number 1. Healthcare and technology stocks have been the best performing companies on the ASX 200 in 2024, with breakthroughs in medicine, expectations of lower interest rates, and strong earnings growth combining to ensure that 11 companies, Sean, doubled in value in 2024.
Top of that list, Mesoblast up 500%, Stem Cell Research Group coming out of stage 3 trials for a drug aimed at helping kids who have had major surgeries and experienced the rejection of transplanted tissues. Number 2, buy now, pay later group, Zipco up 370%, done well on customers and retailers during the year. Newey up 250%, that was number 3, horror period after listing, seems to have got things right again. Other medical stocks to do well, Sigma Healthcare, thanks to a deal with Chemist Warehouse, Pro Medicus, Telix Pharmaceuticals, Regis Healthcare, tracking app Life360 was up there as well. Of the large caps, the best, Aristocrat Leisure, followed by WiseTech Global and Xero. A few other call-outs. JB Hi-Fi, it rose by more than 50% this year, 2024. So too AMP, Qantas, IAG and Goodman Group.
Sean, they're the top. They're the best performers. What about the worst of the ASX 200 for the year?
Bit of a mixed bunch. Let's take the bottom 10. The only mega cap in that is Fortescue Metals Group, backwards by 35% on the back of lower iron ore prices, management upheaval, dates over its push into renewable energies. A bunch of battery metals companies also struggled. The worst of all was Mineral Resources, down nearly 50%. Its founder, Chris Ellison, found himself embroiled in all sorts of governance issues. Others on that list, Domino's Pizza, Spark New Zealand and Fletcher Building, IDP Education and Nine Entertainment.
All right, moving on to story number 2 now. An independent expert, Grant Samuel, which is a company, not a person, won't recommend the $2.2 billion sale of Perpetual's wealth management and corporate trust business to private equity group KKR.
That puts a major spanner in the works, particularly after the ATO last week handed Perpetual a bill of around $500 million from the deal, about 3 times the original estimate. Grant Samuel said it didn't think the sale was in the best interests of shareholders, taking into account what happened with the ATO last week. As a result, very difficult for the board now to recommend the deal. The two sides said they're continuing to engage constructively in relation to the transaction. Perpetual's been looking at breaking up its business as it attempts to turn around its funds management operations.
Story number 3, Sean, another independent expert report out yesterday involves Myer's proposal to acquire Premier's apparel brands business, and it gave it the tick of approval.
Sure did. Myer wants to buy Just Jeans, Jackie E, Dottie Portman's and JJ's. Independent expert Kroll said the retail market has changed and the emergence of groups like online players out of China, particularly Temu, Shein, means it's essential for a company like Myer to expand. Kroll said the deal is both fair and reasonable, and as highlighted by the collapse of Mosaic brands in recent months and Oroton in 2018, large-scale retailers are better positioned. Under the deal, Myer will have a network of nearly 800 outlets across Australia and New Zealand, annual revenue of more than $4 billion if shareholders vote for the deal in January. Melbourne retailer Solomon Lew will end up with 27% of Myer.
How about this one? Story number 4. Former Nine CEO Hugh Marks is going to take over as managing director of the ABC.
Courageous, Prime Minister, courageous. Not many saw this coming. Nine's a very different beast to the ABC. Hugh Marks said he won't be scared to make tough decisions to help the national broadcaster, and he wants to use social media to find younger listeners, readers and viewers. He said he'd be proactive in handling workplace cultural matters, saying the problems recently exposed at his former company, Nine Entertainment, had given him a heightened level of awareness. Marks ran Nine from November 2015 to early 2021, resigning after disclosing he was in a relationship with a member of his leadership team.
Last one, story number 5, a very worrying story. This one, an earthquake of magnitude 7.3 has struck near Port Vila in Vanuatu, according to the US Geological Survey.
The quake struck at a depth of 43 kilometres, 30 kilometres west of Port Vila. It was followed by a magnitude 5.5 aftershock at the same location. The extent of any damage isn't immediately clear. A video posted on social media appears to show a building that houses some diplomatic missions to Vanuatu, including those of Britain, France and New Zealand, with some damage to its structure, including buckled windows and debris that's crumbled from the walls. Treasurer Jim Chalmers said Australian officials were still gathering information about the situation on the ground. Vanuatu government websites have been offline in the aftermath of the quake. Phone numbers for the police and other public agencies aren't connecting either, according to Associated Press.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It is Wednesday, the 18th of December 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.